Edstoria Chat and Play with me, Abigail Joseph, educator with many, many, many ideas and devoted to developing a creative practice to keep me curious and um, inspired in my everyday teaching career. And I hope to do the same for you. This week's chat and play is all about brainstorming, and let me bring it up so I can show you. Brainstorming, we're going to talk about brainstorming, and then we're going to play with lettering. So, uh, brainstorming is such a critical part of developing your critical thinking skills, and um, it is definitely one of the concepts or skills that has to be practiced and cultivated over time, so that you don't inhibit your ability to come up with lots of ideas. So this morning, I would love to do a brainstorming activity with all of you. Um, and actually, speaking of brainstorming, I was thinking about doing a brainstorming activity, and I just um, thought about what it is I wanted to do. And so we're just going to play along and do this brainstorming activity today. So the activity is um, let's brainstorm. Um, ah, I got it. Here we go. Brainstorming multiple uses for a rubber band. What are the things that you can use a rubber band for? Um, so, so many things, right? Uh, Rubber band. It could be, well, definitely to repair things that are broken. Ooh, if you wrap it around the end of a dowel, it becomes like a mallet for a musical instrument with a nice soft rubber. So I'm thinking like a xylophone or something like that. Um, Rubber bands. Well, you can definitely use it as cat's cradle. Uh, Speaking of, you can probably use it to do some beautiful weaving activities. Definitely a great tool to hold things down with. So I'm thinking like on a journal, maybe if you want to clip your pens on there, rubber band would be great for that. Um, what other uses for rubber band? Um, Look at that. It's a ring. It's a mini ring for small animals. Uh, well, if you had a bunch of them, you could create like a fence for um, your small little figurine animals. Um, what else? Oh, well, exercise. It's a fidget toy, right? Or exercise for your fingers and your hands. Um, that, well, actually works pretty good. You should try it out. Exercise for your hands and your arms and your hands. And well, I'm going to leave you with that. If you are watching this after the fact and you have other ideas about many multiple uses out of the ordinary for a rubber band, please put them in the comments below. I would love to see your reactions and what your ideas are for utilizing a rubber band. So uh, that's our chat about brainstorming. I guess I'll share a little story about some brainstorming I did this week that came up in a place that I wouldn't normally think about doing brainstorming, but hopefully, like many of you, since shelter in place, you've been doing a lot more home cooking. We have been doing so in our household, a lot more home cooking. And this week, we tried a new recipe, and while we were eating, we were we were brainstorming the ways in which we could make this recipe a lot better. So, what were the little adjustments we wanted to make? Add more of this, add less of that, maybe add this other ingredient that wasn't there. I wonder what would happen if we stuck some balsamic vinaigrette in there. That's a wondering I have often. I don't know about you, but I love balsamic vinegar. And I'm always looking for places that I can stick it in there because it always kind of transforms things in a new way, and a little bit goes a very long way. So we are so that's the brainstorming. Let's move on to our lettering, playing with lettering. I'm so excited about playing with lettering today because I'll bring this up and let you know about it. Well, not know about it, but so last week, um, yes, last week we played with leaves and doodling different types of leaves and using a technique that was new to me, which was just creating swatches of color and then stenciling, doodling on top of those swatches of color. And I kind of enjoyed that technique and played with it in a variety of different ways, as you can see here. And so this week I was thinking lettering would be cool, and combining lettering with this whole idea of these leaves, right? And when I was thinking about it, I actually found, believe it or not, in my graphic arts program, a set of letters that incorporated leaves. Go figure. So we're going to use this as inspiration to do some lettering this morning. And I'm so excited about this because well, I don't know, it's interesting, right? So I thought um, it's a lot of lettering. And so I am just going to go with doing my initials. Of course, my initials are, hmm, I was thinking my middle name. My middle initial is the same as my last name initial. So that's not that exciting. But maybe I'll put my honorific in front and do Dr. AJ so I can get 4 letters in there. Or or maybe I'll just do a monogram. Actually, I'm changing my mind. Other idea. I'll do a monogram, and so the middle initial will be bigger than the other two. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And so we're gonna move forward, and I am going to bring up my doodle stream, and I'm going to stop my video, but you'll still hear me talking and narrating as we move forward. And this way you can see both my drawing pad and the letters that we're pulling from. So um, I think I'm going to utilize, well, um, so many possibilities, right? So I think well, I'm gonna use this blue that I have. I was thinking I was gonna use black, but I have this color blue that's kind of a very dark blue, so it almost looks black. But I enjoy using it as it's good kind of base neutral color if you don't want to use black in my case. And so I'm going to do my 3 initials. And the lettering, do I want to do the lettering as it is here? I don't know. I'm just going to start. I'm going to start with thinking about what my A is going to look like. And it's very much, but what I'm going to do is leave the space for the leaves, right? So there's kind of like this little space here and little space here, which I will eventually connect in some cool way. But for now, that's going to be my lower part and my upper part, and then um, connected down to my lower part for my A. And then I am going to do some leaves. And, there's so many opportunities and choices. What's up there for lettering is great, but also you can think about all the different types of leaves and shapes and flowers that you might want to come up with. And maybe it's about fall because we are in the season of sustained and we're in autumn. So, just be uninhibited and go where your curiosity is taking you. And so, um, my curiosity is just taking me to a place of drawing a stem and adding some leaves, but then my curiosity wants to add in some flowers. So I am going to add in some extra vines. I'm going to make my vine in the middle and my leaves a bit more dynamic. And then I am going to find my red and create little red blossoms on the edge of my flower, um, because that is what is speaking to me right now. And now that I have the flower in there, I can finish the rest of my A, and it'll come across like that. And I'll darken this side and lighten up this end. So that is my A. And I am going to do my J. I'm going to do my last initial over here, and then I'll put the big one in the middle. So um, we have the top of the J, and again, there's a little bit that comes down. I'm going to leave it open for now, and then at the bottom, we get the swoop of the J. So I'm going to swoop and then make that come back and top the edge off with a little more syrupy type of thing. And then I will fill in um, this part to an extent. I think I'll wait until I figure out what my flowers are going to look like. So again, I think I'm going to go with the same type of vine. So this time, got my vine. I'm gonna, I'm gonna fill in the leaves. I think that'll look better, more dynamic if the leaves are filled in. So here are my filled in leaves. My vine goes down there. I'm actually gonna go back to my A and fill in the leaves. There we go. And beautiful. And then I'm gonna add in some extra vines to add in some flowers because I think that there should be flowers. And fall is all about the colors. Um, the one thing I miss about I am a Jersey girl and I love I grew up in New Jersey. And so for me, I miss fall a great deal. So maybe that's why I've been focusing lately a lot on leaves and having focusing on doodles with leaves. So speaking of leaves, I want to make the J in the middle um, a little bit different. So I'm going to focus the same way, but I'm going to make the J. So I'm just going to bring myself back in here a little bit because the J is going to be bigger and we've already been doodling a little bit. Um, so, uh, yes, take pause, look at the lettering that I have here, right? Look at those letters. Pause, practice, draw. I am going to take them away for the moment, and I'm going to bring back my drawing, and I'm going to do a little, yes, ha, I'm getting so good at this. So here we are, and I'm going to draw a big J. And so this is going to be interesting because how big is the big J going to be? I have no idea. Um, but I'm going to say that that's the top of my J and that it's going to be pretty wide like that. And it's going to come down and it's right there. No, sort of like that. And then we're going to do my swoop. And I got my swoop, and the swoop kind of goes, and then it comes out, and then we have our syrup. And what's fun about lettering, I just figured this out that the syrup is actually kind of like a little triangle. So um, you might want to try making your syrup a little bit of a kind of a triangle shape there, right? Um, that kind of just captures more of a syrupy, share, serif like shape with this lettering. So actually, I'm gonna add that little triangle to my lower alphabets, and it actually makes it look a little different. Um, but however you do your syrup, it's fine. The shape is the shape, and that's what you want, right? So I've got my big J going on here, and now it's time to do some leaves. But I want to do something a little bit different than the side ones. So I'm going to go and show in stream the leaves from last week. And I'm going to stop my video for a moment just so you can focus on those leaves and maybe think about how you might incorporate a different set of leaf techniques with your shape. And thinking about that, I am going to grab orange because I'm definitely still thinking fall colors. And I'm thinking that my leaves, this is interesting. I almost want, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do like a little bit of some, almost like what you would see if you had a vase, right? And you had your little greenery that sprouts around, right? So you have your little green shapes. Maybe you have, oh, that is so not what I meant to do. Um, but you know what? You take that and then you make it into something that you did want. Haha. The beauty of you can turn what you believe to be a mistake into something super meaningful. And now I'm going to put in some fall leaves. Maybe I want to do, I always think this maple leaf is a little bit of a hard thing to do. But again, um, you just do, right? And the maple leaf, I the key is these little um, insert parts, right? And then you have your stems, um, but then you kind of just connect to connect with some interesting moments and moments. And And then you kind of have your leaf. It's not, may not be ideally the way you thought it would be, but I think based on what I'm trying to do here, it works. And there's my hint of fall. I probably, since my markers, I don't have a lighter marker, I would definitely grab my colored pencils and put that in. But over here, I am going to, whoa, so sorry. I am going to draw this other big leaf over here in red. And that one kind of looks like just a little bit of shape like this. And, leaves are unique, right? So, however you decide to draw them is going to be cool. And what I've noticed, whoa, is this is very much full of foliage, but and that's okay. And I'm gonna do one more leaf down here, and I am going to now color in this. And so while I'm coloring, you keep coloring along, and let's see if we can listen to a little bit of music. I hope you hear that music, that my speakers are catching it. Um, and while we get this all colored in, and we'll soon be done with our lettering challenge. And I hope you are having as much fun as I am. Lettering is something that we probably don't think that much about unless you're an avid journaler, which I am developing that craft. I think it really supports creativity in ways that you might not have thought about it. And so I hope that you are enjoying. I'm grabbing my colored pencils right now so that I can fill in my leaves. And I'm gonna fill in my red leaf with red pencil. So if you don't have colored pencils, they are a great addition to your pen set that you might have. Um, or crayons would work really well if you got little ones at home, or not even little ones, you just have kids around. Uh, Crayons, probably fill in after you've done some pen work. Really nice tool to be able to shade in a quick, fast manner. And um, and yeah, and that's something that is super helpful when you've got large blocks of color to fill in. And yes, well, that didn't take that long, but I'm going to keep the music going. And I hope that you can hear me. Um, so here we are, our lettering challenge, our our play for today, which is lettering. And just like this little happy ditty, it is definitely put a smile on my face. So I hope it is making you smile. And if you're just now watching and you've done your lettering doodles, please share them with at edstoria on any of the social media, uh, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. If you're going to share it on Facebook, please look for this specific chat and play video. I will be posting it right after I'm done with this YouTube live, and you can add your pictures that you created below that if you're on Facebook. Otherwise, just tag at edstoria, hashtag creativity sustained, and I will look forward to seeing the many doodles of lettering doodles that you have created. So that is, um, let me write it down right here on here so you remember, at edstoria, hashtag creativity sustained. And so I look forward to seeing your lettering. Um, I hope that you enjoyed this installment of the Astoria Chat and Play. And I'm going to leave you with a 6 word story for the week, which is tied back to our conversation about brainstorming, which is ideas are dreams rising above problems. So go out there, brainstorm, generate those ideas, and I hope some of those ideas that you have take flight. And I look forward to another chat and play next week. See you then.